Okay, let's start on our first project. Well, you're right, our second project, but this one's the big one. So we're going to be focusing on our first major project, which is your informative presentation. On the 14th of February, you have a due date. That's a draft. And then right after that, you'll be giving your presentations. You can see there's some time in between there, but we have to start on it now so we can reach our deadlines. The idea for this is to actually come up with some ideas. So we're going to go through a brainstorming technique. I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to turn on the music, and you're going to generate some ideas. So with your nameplates, you can turn them over, and you're going to be writing on them. I use a technique called mind mapping, and this was developed by Tony Buzan about 40 years ago. And you may be familiar with this. So this is something that is not new, that's in all kinds of trainings. It's in work, it's in educational environments, and it's used for a lot of different things. So part of it could be problem solving or making a plan, just helping you check your blind spots. What's nice about this is it's not linear, it's not about lists, but it's also about creativity. So you're using both your left and your right brain in order to generate ideas. So you're using your full self with this. Now you start by, in the middle of the paper, now this is for this activity, you can put a circle, and this is all about you. So whatever represents you goes right in the middle. So that's your first step. Maybe you want to put a star next to it. You're the star of this. From there, again, this is all about you, and I'm going to give you probably about 7 minutes to free flow. And you're going to put anything about yourself in there, your interests, because I want you to be interested in your topic for the next 12 weeks. It's the same topic you're using. So you can talk about, you can write in here your hobbies, your school, your family, anything that comes to mind. So you may have something like, obviously something here for me would be education, very important. I may think about students, lessons, and I don't even have to write words. I can just do things that symbolize this. So I can think about research. I may do something like a library. And then as I'm thinking about this, other things may come to mind. Maybe my belly grumbles or something. And so the next thing that could come to mind is food. Food is very important to me. We were talking about that in one of our groups over here. In fact, yesterday I was so hungry after work because I can't have any dairy. I may put that down over here. No dairy. So with our limited food options here at the college, I was starving by the end of the workday. So I went grocery shopping and overspent. Anybody do that?
Yeah.
Okay. So these are some things. I love to cook, but not anymore as much as I used to. But one thing about cooking that brings really good memories is I spent a lot of time with my nephew, his name is Andrew, when he was a little boy cooking. And it was our time together since he was 6. You notice how I'm just kind of going off on tangents? He's a full-grown man now, and he loves to cook. And so I start to think about the relationships in my life. So because of Andrew, I'm thinking of this, about how important this is to me. And so I may go off on another tangent here, just thinking about this. And who knows what happens here. I could talk about other things. I could write down other things. That's how a mind map works. No judgment on yourself. You just write out what you're thinking, what you're feeling at the moment. Does that make sense? Okay. I'm going to give you 7 minutes. So at 35 after, we'll stop I'll play some fun music. This is 7 minutes. Yeah. $1 million.
Well, no, it's just.
Besides quit school. Prompt, when you have spare time, when you're on the computer, just Googling stuff, what do you Google?
I just sometimes I just put things in
We're about halfway.
super organized over there.
Yes.
I thought about doing that.
sun is finishing up. Last 10 seconds.
You know. Okay, Juju.
Okay, finish any last minute thoughts? Turn it up. I love that song, it's so long. Okay, how'd it go? All right, so this is the first round of narrowing down the topic. You shouldn't be completely solid, but you should have some basic themes that are coming down. Now we evaluate this, and now we can start being more critical about what's appropriate in the classroom. So there's obviously some things in there that aren't going to be appropriate, so I may not be talking about how my belly was grumbling for my first presentation. That's not going to be appropriate. But take a look at your list in front of you, or your ideas in front of you, and I want you to judge this in a way that if you were to deliver a presentation to your dream employer, what types of things on your brainstorm would be appropriate? So take a look at that now, and you're not like certain on it, just start circling some things. What's going to work?
Like in an interview or what?
No, let's say you're working there. You're working at the place. You're at Google.
You're at Google.
You're at Google.
And you're gonna tell them
You're going to give a presentation. Professional development.
about a product?
No, just, maybe it's to support employees, maybe it's to support your job, maybe it's to support others.